Palat-palat. Astig. Malupit. Beast mode.
Nakakasilak.
Exciting. Nakakakaba. Bongga. Solid. Breathtaking.
Wasakan. Spicy.
Colorful.
Mabagsik. Mind-blowing. Challenging.
Electrifying. Fabulous.
Malupit.
Exquisite. Fierce. Garena. Lurugan. Extreme.
Galvanizing.
Badass.
League of Legends.
Collegiate League 2016. Sprinter. December 13.
13.
13. 13.
2015.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
onwards.
Hashtag get school.
Vacation's over.
Vacation is over.
Is this the Jin trailer?
Welcome back, Summoners. This is the LOL Collegiate League 2016 Spring Term. We will be your shotcasters for today. I'm GS Riku.
And I'm GS Neep.
Yes, so as you've seen earlier, nakita nyo yung ARAM show match between University of Iloilo versus a bunch of random peeps from LCL. So right now, we will proceed to our match proper, which is our second game, University of Iloilo versus XU Xavier University. So let's proceed to the ban and pick phase. Magic.
Alright, so do you know the standings of these two teams actually? Like,
Do you know?
I don't know. However, both teams look pretty good. They've got a couple impressive players here and there. So
Like who?
I believe their Kaithera from the University of Iloilo side is pretty good. So I'm expecting a lot from him. And meanwhile on the
He was the Malphite from the...
Yeah,
oh,
from
no,
the-
no. He was the Yasuo from the previous
Yeah.
game. Mm.
he had some pretty nice plays with that
Yes.
Yasuo. So
Yes, that's true.
let's see if he can keep it up coming into this game. And right off the bat, we do see the Rengar being banned, followed by the Mundo. Mundo, a very, very common ban. And all these bans coming in from UI seem to be jungler bans. So
Uh-huh.
they might be target bans towards their jungler.
The
Since
since
16, 18.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know, like 16, 18. What happened then? It's like 400 years ago, so
Never mind.
yeah.
So what else can we... Oh, that's a Town Kench ban. So that could be support and or top lane.
Yeah, top lane. And we've seen a lot of Tom Kench
Top
top recently,
recently.
so who knows? Well, we'll never know because like it's banned, so no one's
Yeah.
gonna pick him.
Yep, so Victor next, so not a jungler ban
Yeah.
this time. And it's against any meanie. Any? Eeny?
Eeny, meeny, eeny,
Eeny.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is this like a pair? Since 1618 with you always?
Is that a song?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it was a pair, a name pairing. So if you were to like pair your name, what's the name would you pair it with? Like the two name pairings.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Like for like her king, his queen, something like that.
left nipple and right nipple. That would be my pairing.
Oh my god, why would you? Face back. Anyway.
All right,
that's Zac.
moving back into the game. Zac first pick. That's a very high priority pick in the Philippine meta right now. We see lots of Zac. And
Yes.
Rek'Sai, also a very, very good jungler.
Uh-huh. And yeah, it is. He's actually coming back.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Kindred being hovered over. We haven't really seen that much Kindred recently. However, the rest of the world seems to really like that Kindred pick. So
You know what, in NALCS, they picked the Kindred ADC.
Yeah. Who played that?
That was TIP.
Yeah, TIP played. I remember, like, I woke up and I managed to catch that game.
Me too.
Yeah.
So they all held all these flex picks, like the Trundle, the
Yeah.
Poppy, and the Kindred.
Yeah, however, none of those being locked in, and instead we will be having the Rumble and Bane
Yeah.
locked in for Xavier University. So let's see what University of Iloilo decides to pick in response.
I rarely see na yung mga Rumble. I mean,
Yeah.
he's pretty alright. It's just that
I think the last time I saw Rumble was actually 2 days ago, being played by Marin on LGD.
But
and,
they
And he went
lost.
like, yeah, he got capped really hard. I think
Wait,
his
he
score
went-
was like 0-6 or at the end
what?
of the game.
Marin?
Yeah,
World
Marin.
champion
Yeah,
Marin?
SKT.
That's so sad.
Yeah, so let's see if Cataclysm Cole can play this Rumble a lot better and have a much better game.
Yeah, let's see. Ex-Kathy earlier was the Malphite in the previous game.
Yeah.
And Amir Khan was the Katarina para sa mga viewers na nakapanood ng era match. And turns out, pala, he's the mid laner and Ex-Kathy is the jungler.
Yeah, and they are hovering over the Poppy and the Thresh. And
Ooh, there it is.
I actually don't really agree with the way that they pick the order that they're picking their champions in, is because Poppy is just such a good flex pick right now in the current meta. Poppy can be played in top, support, jungle. She's been played in like all three of the roles.
Yeah.
But because you locked in your jungler, the Zac, and because you locked in the Thresh, that's
It
the
gives
support.
away.
Like, it gives it away. That's going to be a Poppy top. And that's one of the strengths of picking Poppy, is the fact that you don't know where she's going to be played until it's too late.
Yeah, that's true. So too early in the... I
Yeah,
know, too late.
I think the Thresh was a bit too early in the rotation. Yeah.
So in response to this, let's see though. So a hyper scary action star Vayne here on Xavier University. And then Olaf though. We've seen Olaf on EU, played by Gamsu.
Yeah,
on
Gamsu.
Fnatic.
Yeah, he played Olaf twice. First game was looking very, very strong. Then his second game around, not looking that great. However, we won't be seeing any Olaf at all today, as it will be an Anivia and a Nocturne locked in. So that will be a Nocturne jungle with the Anivia in the mid lane.
Actually, remember the time in the Pro Gaming series where everybody was so crazy about Anivia, and then the rest of the world came in and nobody ever really thought of Anivia.
The thing is, I think the reason why everyone thought Anivia was good was because
the Thunderlords
she had a really high win rate in solo queue.
Oh.
And also, I believe it was one of the IEMs. Everyone played Anivia mid.
Ah, that's true.
I think it was Cologne, right? IEM Cologne is where everyone was picking the Anivia mid. So I guess the rest of the teams here just based their pick and ban off what they saw from Cologne.
IEM.
However, that's a long time back.
Yes.
So the meta has shifted quite a bit, and all the teams kind of realized that Anivia is not exactly the best pick in the current meta when you have a lot of assassins and you have a lot of... there's just a lot of ways to kill the Anivia, and what Anivia provides isn't really effective against what's strong right now.
Yeah, but we will see a Morgana mid this time. It won't be the Kassadin. It will be the Morgana. And you know what? I kind of want to see Bard in this game.
Yeah, and I really hope he does go for that Bard. And Morgana mid, so...
Oh, it might be a Trundle. Trundle's super
Yeah, Trundle support
popular.
really good as well.
Yeah, I tried it the first time in another game while I was streaming. They told me, go Trundle, play it now. And then I did, and I had fun.
All right, and I think I told you to play Trundle way
yes,
back.
you did as well. You told me. Yeah, and I enjoyed it.
All right, that's good. Trundle's really good support right now. Probably one of the best supports in the meta. The displacement and the utility that the Pillar of Ice provides is just really strong.
Yes.
And lets you enable a lot of plays for your team. And the Subjugate is just very effective in team fights. Really hinders like the tankiness of a champion coming into late game, and it's really good for those 2v2 bot lane duels, followed by that Q.
The Chomp is also really nice in terms of winning trades in the bot lane.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, so I guess they have settled in with their picks right now.
They didn't go for the Trundle.
They went for the Braum.
Yeah, so Braum, Braum's alright. Like, does his job very well, and Braum will be very effective at blocking the Thresh hooks, blocking the Morgana Dark Bindings, and especially stopping that bullet time coming in from Misfortune.
Yeah.
So a Braum Vayne versus Misfortune Thresh in that bot lane, and it's gonna be interesting. I feel like Misfortune Thresh definitely has a advantage.
Better matchup. Yeah. Especially Misfortune does manage to trade in a safe position with the double up.
Yeah, definitely. The range and harass coming from Misfortune, especially that Make It Rain with the Thunderlords, is just very annoying to lane with in lane. And I believe they actually nerfed that in 6.1. Made the Make It Rain do a little bit less damage, with the reasoning being it's just really annoying to deal with in lane. Like a level 1 Make It Rain just makes it so hard. This makes the laning phase very difficult.
Yes,
the amount of zoning, the slow, and just the damage, it adds up.
That Vayne is such a short-range champion.
Yeah, she's gonna have a hard time.
Yep, so right now they have settled with their pick. So even though since 16-18 hasn't gotten his Rengar, he got his Nocturne. Kind of reminds me of Hex. Whenever Rengar gets bad, he gets his Nocturne.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe like he's like the pupil of Hex or something like that. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's baka nanonood din siya ng PGS games. Like, oh hey, you know?
Yeah, actually, I have a feeling I know who that Nocturne is, but I'm not 100% sure. There's two teams in Xavier.
Yeah, there
From-
are. There are.
All right, so I'm not sure if it's this guy or the other guy,
The other
but
guy.
if it's this guy, this jungler is actually,
Really good.
yeah, he's really good. I think there was a time where he was really famous for playing Shaco, so jungle in high elo challenger.
Oh wow.
So he's definitely comfortable on these types of champions, Nocturne, Shaco. So I'm expecting a lot from this Nocturne.
All right. So I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, definitely.
So where have I seen the Poppy Top? Oh, last night.
Yeah, I can't remember who played it though.
Oh wait. You know what? There's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
Sa esports, I mean, LCK,
Oh, I know.
LPL.
Yukes played Poppy.
Yukes played Poppy
Yeah,
last
in the
night.
pro gaming series against Naga Esports.
Yeah.
And
It was a Renekton
stopped
matchup.
on the Renekton. Yeah, Suzaku's Renekton.
Yes, I remember. Kasi imagine a lot of LCS has been going on, has been starting. I mean, premiere ngayon ng Campus League din for NA.
For NA, yeah.
And then it's like the LoL Collegiate League counterpart
Yeah, for
America.
North America.
And then Japan is having also their LCS series.
Yeah, I think all the series actually, even like the Turkish league
Yeah.
and the Russian league, and even the Brazilian league. Like all the leagues are starting right now.
Yeah.
After like 2 months of no tournaments, you finally get all these tournaments.
Isang buhos.
And then it
Bam!
sucks because the semester started, so it's back
oh, yeah,
to school.
Back to school.
And not really that much time to watch all those games.
Yeah, and then the schedule of the games, it's like 4
Yeah, 1 a.m., 4
in the
a.m.,
morning,
yeah.
or 12 or 1 a.m. for EU. You just
Like,
have to watch the VOD.
I had
so
to go to
much.
bed early last night to catch those NALCS games.
Yeah,
Really
wasn't-
difficult.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the NALCS premiere, the first match. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
CLG
really, really
versus
important.
TSM.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil who won, but
Okay.
it was a good series. It was a good series.
It's just
I mean, it
one-
was a good
one-
game.
It was a good
There we go.
game. Yeah. I've yet to watch. Actually, habang nasa FX ako, what I do is, syempre 4 a.m. yung match ng NALCS.
Yeah.
So I downloaded the VODs right away when I woke up. And then habang nasa shuttle,
Yeah, you watched the games.
no, I did not. I was super sleepy because
Alright,
I arrived at home at 2 a.m.
You
So
tried,
what happened? I tried to watch,
yeah.
but I left it on. So I was listening. Pag may clash, tapos pag
I
wala-
was doing the same
You
thing
were doing
last
the
night
same
because
thing? Okay.
I couldn't really get that much sleep. So I think I had 3 hours of sleep before NALCS started. So
Damn.
like I was half awake and I was just listening to most of the games. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even get to see the action. I was just listening to the voice
To
of
the
like
voice.
Kobe and stuff
Kobe
like
and
that.
Rivington.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jat.
Yeah, I miss them. I miss
Yeah,
those
it's been a while.
LCS casters. So, yeah. Yun na lang gawin nyo. Huwag nyong pilitin na magpuyat kayo just to watch. Although, iba talaga ang feeling ng watching it live.
Yeah, definitely.
But then, still, watch the VODs na lang if hindi kaya. Because we're in a different time
Time zone.
So, yeah. VODs easily in LoL Esports, it's just there. And also VODs, by the way, yung mga unstreamed games ng LCL is available at Garena PH channel in YouTube. So the unstreamed games are gonna be uploaded there if you guys wanna check that out.
Yeah, so if you have a favorite team or you want to watch your alma mater's unstreamed games,
Yeah.
make sure you check them out. As not all the games are like we only have 4 games every Sunday,
Yeah, for
and there's 32 teams, so
Yeah.
lots of games you miss out by just watching the stream. So if you
Yep.
really want to check them all out, make sure you head on to that YouTube channel. And we're now on the Rift.
Yes, we are now on the Rift. But we'll check that out later.
Yeah, looks
They're
like there's
still
a technical difficulty
They're
or something.
just fixing their settings naman,
Yeah.
so we'll be fine. They're not playing yet. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, Deep, let me
Yeah.
ask you: did you reach the 600 LP Challenger challenge?
What challenge? I mean, I don't
Yung
think.
before reset, and
Oh,
then sabi
okay.
mo,
Yeah.
so guys, Neep had this sort of challenge for himself. Na he'd reached 600 LP Challenger before the reset.
Yeah.
So, did you manage?
Well, I'm at 562 points right now. So I think that's like 2 games away from hitting Challenger, from hitting 600 LP. So That's nice. How about you? I heard you had a challenge of your own.
Lumakas yung boses mo talaga. Damn it,
I heard you're trying to get to Diamond 2. How's that treating you?
I got to Diamond 3, then got demoted, and then, so I don't think it's gonna happen, the Diamond 2 challenge.
So you're sitting at Diamond 4?
Yeah. So
Alright.
I'm here. I'm just ranking to learn and
the
adjust
game and improve.
now.
Yeah,
Improve.
preparing for next season.
Yeah, prepare for next season. Actually, you guys could do that too. Kahit wala pang reset, you guys can play rank and just, you know, test the waters, warm up.
Yeah.
Well, warm up na ito for the provisionals and your match placements. But here we are on the Rift. This is our second match for today at the LCL Week 4. University of Iloilo versus Yaver University Ateneo de Cagayan. On the blue side, we have UI. Sa top lane, we have Tres with the Poppy. In the jungle, we have X-Cathy with the Zac. Amir Khan in the mid lane with the Morgana. And for the bottom lane, we have Keith Thera on the Misfortune. And was that Apas Dayon Bala with the Thresh support?
And for the red side, for Xavier University in the top lane. Wow, Flash being burnt. All right, for the top lane, we will be having Rumble being played by Catalyst Cole. For the jungle, Nocturne being played by Since 1618. For the mid lane, Eeny Meeny on Anivia. And for that bot lane duo, With You Always and Rar, I'm Paul playing the Vayne and the Braum.
Rar, I'm Paul. So standard lanes for our bot lane duo.
Yeah, definitely looks like they will be going into that MF Thresh bot lane matchup. So let's see how they play it out.
Definitely favorable for them early on.
Yeah.
So in terms of syempre, Nocturne most effective when he reaches that level 6 in terms of, you know,
Yeah,
the
meanwhile,
really good ganks.
Zac can gank very, very early with that elastic slingshot. Allows him to go for very, very interesting jungle routes and lets you gank from angles that you wouldn't really expect.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting something nice coming out of X-Cathy. Let's see how he decides to play with this Zac. Meanwhile, we can probably expect Nocturne to just be farming till he reaches the levels, like 7-minute mark.
Yes.
Once he gets level 6.
So right now, parang ano, I kind of read this Twitter discussion about whoever gets the what do you call this? Yung parang jungler base na early start that creates those really, really good pressure. Parang sila yung may tendency talaga na manalo. Parang that's what I've been seeing in Twitter right now, yung mga casters.
Wow. Yeah, so touching on that, yeah, I definitely agree that it's very important to create early. Like, the game is all about tempo right now.
Yeah.
And the jungler is probably the most responsible for creating the tempo in the game, as he has the power to influence all lanes and be at any place at once without really jeopardizing the rest of his team. So if the jungler gets ahead early, then theoretically he has more opportunities to use that advantage he has and spread it to the other lanes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely agree with what you said right there.
So right now they're just farming safely, although we can see With You Always just in a steady position. Oh, nice hook there by Apas Bala. Here comes the Flay Thunderlord. It's really painful. And the trade being won there by nice harass by Iloilo University bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. And the bot lane's going pretty much how we expected. There is already a slight CS lead being built up for this Misfortune right now. And I have to actually commend With You Always. He's doing a pretty good job of farming under these conditions. Only down a couple CS, so...
But then,
yeah.
if you look at the mid lane, Anivia having a hard time here.
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest problems is he did have to burn that flash early. Meanwhile, a trade in that top lane. Catalyst Cole getting taken very, very low. However, the camera shifts away and they will back off.
So it's quite an even trade here. They both reached half HP. They're drinking some pots. Although, normal pots lang pala kay Catalyst Cole, and meanwhile, corrupted potion for the Poppy here.
Yeah, the Poppy
has one charge left.
A bit too long in that trade, and here comes another hook being
wow,
landed.
Nice hook by Apas Daya, but no follow-up whatsoever. Just a
small
little trade. Yeah.
And Poppy doing pretty well in this top lane matchup. I'm actually not sure how this matchup is supposed to go down, because when the Poppy rework came out, it's been a while since Rumble's been played, but the gank will miss onto Rumble and the
But-
flash being burned.
Yeah, still good. Still relieve some sort of pressure there in top lane. No flash for the Rumble. And I guess he can go back. He's still staying in lane. And there is no vision whatsoever dito for the Rumble.
Yeah,
he
the
has no
Rumble
idea.
likes to live on the edge. And here comes Zach preparing for another gank. Let's see if he manages to make anything happen.
Oh, he's just there, lingering. Meanwhile, Morgana just gonna place a ward there near the jungle side. But here comes the first gang of Nocturne, and here comes the nicely done Death Sentence Ignite being dropped onto Sin 16-18. But that's a nice condemn as well. And they're changing a bunch of attacks here. Amandana will get stunned. And nobody has still died from this. Teleport will come up from top. Great! Smash over the wall from Thresh. And here comes a flash. Will the Q be enough? Guess not. And first blood goes to University of Iloilo.
Yeah, that was a very good teleport coming in from Poppy, and there was a bit of a synergy problem coming in between that bot lane as the Braum kept on going in and kept on forcing the trade, but the Vayne was being very, very conservative, and it looked like he really just wanted to back off and was okay with that, but the Braum just kept on going in, so the Vayne was kind of stuck in a position where he wasn't committing fully, and wow.
Oh my god, does Kathy have the passive? Yes, he does. Overheated na si Catalyst Cole, and looks like he'll be able to revive. He just decides to back off, and that is the right decision.
That was a very close trade coming in the top lane, and I believe Zach flashed for that, right?
Yes, he did.
So very, very ballsy, and ended up burning his passive in the end.
Yeah, wasn't able to land the kill. And yeah, so wala si Poppy doon kasi nag-teleport siya sa baba. Just to, it's alright though. He got a kill. He got his Phage right now. And Anivia, that will help her have more sustain in lane and Catalyst, the protector.
Yeah, Rod of Ages is a very, very good item in the current meta.
Yeah.
It's, I believe, a lot more cheaper and just has a lot of value
Yeah.
coming into this new patch.
Yep, even though it kind of delays now your power in the game, but
Yeah.
it's still really a good pickup, especially now. No, some Twisted Fate even what do you got? Oh, great tumble by with you always, but here comes Make It Rain and slows down with you always. Great play as well, but no death sentence has been used na kanina, but still. Vayne is forced to back off.
Yeah, this is where the lane starts to become a bit more difficult. Misfortune has already picked up that BF sword, and with that assist under his belt, that's going to make the lane a lot more difficult for that Vayne.
Yeah, at least though he picked up a sort
Vampiric
of
Scepter.
Vampiric Scepters for the more sustain in lane. Then it's really difficult right now, Kythera with the BF sword. So meanwhile here in the top lane, they have been trading kanina pa. Boom! Slam onto the wall by Thresh. Trade being won there now. The most blades from Catalyst Slot.
Wow.
Actually dropping
That
the
equalizer.
but not hitting the Poppy at all.
Definitely a misplay there. I think... Actually, I have no idea why that equalizer went that way. I guess someone has the nerves right now.
Yeah.
I believe this is the first game from them that's being live streamed.
Yes.
So who knows? Or maybe his hand slipped.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know. Yeah, it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh, that hurts.
I'm guilty of committing those backwards misfortune ults or like backwards callings.
Backward colors.
Yeah.
I have a clip of that, but it's not me. So yeah. Anyway,
Alright.
this unneeded information being announced.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, we can see Anivia flying towards the red jungle side just to scout the area. What a bird! What a good bird!
Actually,
He didn't drop any ward at all.
was the Nivea clear? I think the Nivea might have been clearing Raptors. No.
No, he went to the red
That.
buff.
All right, that's interesting.
I was just checking, maybe.
Maybe he was just checking for the Zac as
Yeah.
the
There's a-
Rumble. Yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, Appas, your death sentences are death sentences. And will the kill land? It's Ignite. Yes, Thresh will get the kill. Meanwhile, Teleport will come up from the Anivia. Come from Anivia, rather. That's a great stun by the bird. Guitar will get the Thunder Lord's proc. And that's a play as well. Condemn being pushed out. But then the death sentence doesn't connect. Even the, what do you call this? The Dark Binding. But that will be a kill from Misfortune. That will be a kill for the Vayne, rather, on the Misfortune.
Yeah, and I believe that was a 1-for-1 hour. Hold that thought.
Wow,
Elastic
look at that.
slingshot.
Great binding by Amir Khan and elastic slingshot. Gigabyte, that's a dead egg. With you, that's a nice follow-up with a death sentence. And with you always is alone there. What else can they take from this?
Yeah, so 2 for 1, not looking to go for any more objectives after that clash in that bot lane, and instead they will be backing off actually.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Are they?
Oh, are they? Will they
Are
get caught out?
Boom. But they don't have any damage, follow-up damage whatsoever. It's just the Morgana and the Zac there. Meanwhile, Thresh and Catalyst called super low. They want this fight. They do. And Equalizer being dropped. But then it is Thresh that comes up on top. Elastic Slingshot will not get you anywhere. No knock up. One more hit. X-Candy gets stunned. But then the great fighting once again. And into that's a bullet time. And Ignite always is there. With you always, rather. And X-Candy, here comes Sinutopia and double kill for the Morgana. And greatly played by
That was
University
a
of
very,
Iloilo.
very long team fight.
I
6
know.
for 1 now, so a mini ace coming in for University of Iloilo, and that puts them at roughly a 3k gold advantage. And this will be the Dragon coming in for them, and I think that all started from the
binding.
yeah, the death sentence,
Death sentence, yeah.
and then the binding, right?
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Brahms leave actually expired right before Miss Fortune's bullet time went out.
Yep.
So if the Brahms shield came out a bit later,
Later?
when the bullet time came out, I feel like that Vayne might have lived throughout all of that.
Yeah, and if he used the knock-up earlier,
Yeah, definitely.
could have interrupted the bullet time, not being able to channel all those hits.
Yeah.
And then anyway, here, Tres with the, what's that thing again? The hammer. He has
The
two
hammer?
hammers.
Oh, the Phage and the new hammer.
Warhammer.
Warhammer,
So,
yeah.
living up to his name, her name as Poppy, with all the hammer items on
Yeah,
the...
so what could that be actually? What could that Warhammer be built into?
well, the
'cause-
first... Yeah, on a Poppy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see later.
The Phage, definitely the Triforce.
Triforce.
Yeah.
It's no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Like maybe a Yanmu's Ghostblade. I
on
don't
a
know.
Poppy? I kinda...
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I rarely see Poppy tops
Yeah.
right now.
Well, what else builds out of the Warhammer? Doesn't Black Cleaver?
A Black Cleaver, Essence Reaver,
I think it might be a Black Cleaver actually.
yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
after all of that, Morgana is now 3-0-0. Has picked up the Spooky Ghost.
Yep.
And also has that needlessly long rod.
Large.
Is it large or long?
I think it's large.
You know, we can find out. The game is paused right now. It's
Yes.
a large rod, okay.
Why would it be long rod? Okay, never mind. Don't answer that question. Don't answer.
Alright. Wait. But I'm pretty sure there's an item called long rod, is there?
I don't think so.
Alright. Large rod.
Large rod. It is a
So,
large rod.
well, in conclusion, Morgana's really fed right now. He has a lot of gold.
Oh my God, look at that
This
trend
is the
pulling out on Catalyst Cole. And inabol niya pa rin yung Rumble. They were able to make it. Guess not, the three members collapsing onto him and just dashes right through the Rumble. See, Catalyst Cole will die in their teleport. He does have the stun. That'll be a shutdown for the bird. Meanwhile, dito naman tayo sa bot lane. And that will be a pause.
Another pause. So, 3-1 Poppy. He has a lot of gold. Yeah, 1,000 gold underneath his belt. And looks like Nocturne's having some connection problems right now.
Yep, so and he
Yeah.
hasn't even reached... Oh, he's actually level 8 already. So we have yet to see the Dark Mass.
Yeah. No, he used it once.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's level 8.
He used it once. When?
He used
I didn't
it.
see the map
He
go
used it in
dark.
the bot lane. So during the fight where the Misfortune got caught out, he was able to use that ultimate, right?
Oh, yeah.
He tried to use it to like deny vision. However, he didn't use it to go for anyone.
Oh, okay. So I guess
A summoner has reconnected.
Yeah.
he has reconnected already. So yeah, Anivia might be able to complete his Rod of Ages.
Let's see how much gold Anivia has.
He
Anivia
just
is
got a
sitting
kill.
at 1,000. Yeah, so
So
that will
he-
definitely be a Rod of Ages coming in for Anivia.
Yep. So,
And
but
Not. All right, go
Yo,
ahead.
you go
No, you go
first.
first.
No,
You go
no.
first. You go
no,
first.
you first. Okay, hold that thought. We have Vayne backing up. That's half HP, and effortlessly just harassing this Vayne out of lane. It's a misfortune and Vayne
Yeah,
matchup.
90 CS to 66. The gold lead is starting to build up for this misfortune. Almost has the Essence Reaver. So that will be a very, very important power spike coming in, especially with Dragon being up within, I guess, 3 minutes.
Yeah, nobody even has taken Dragon.
No, Dragon was taken
What's
earlier.
wrong with my memory? Oh my god, that sentence from Dion Bala, but no follow-up, just too close to the turret to get anything there.
Yeah, and the CS advantage is also building up in that top lane. Poppy going to be very, very strong. And here comes the bullet time, just clearing out the wave and forcing the XU bot lane to retreat. As,
How is
yeah.
the, what do you call this? How's the Vayne there?
How was the Vayne? The Vayne was taken down really low and actually taken down a lot farther. And I think the Thresh is going to die. The Braum is going to die, and he does.
Oh, wait, whoa. She's after some more kills, and that's a nice condemn with you always. And that's great timing since 16, 18, and with the ultimate as well with you always will live. And the greediness will
Greed
get
is
you
good.
killed.
Space 99999 coming
Warp
in.
10.
Yeah. So,
What are we doing?
I don't know, but
So, no mana
very
since-
greedy coming
Yes.
in from Misfortune right
Oh,
there.
but here comes the Soul Shackles, but it's a great stun, and Kathy will not be able to get anyone knocked up. But that's a great binding as well, and they will just disengage.
Yeah, so the score is now 8-4. I think that trade actually was in favor of Xavier, right?
Yep.
However, the lead is still there for University
Misfortune.
of
Yeah.
Iloilo, and Misfortune is still quite a bit ahead compared to the Vayne. I think that's a 700 gold advantage.
Oh, it is a Black Cleaver. He
Yeah. Oh,
completed
so-
the Black Cleaver first.
Oh yeah,
then the
Phage builds out of Black
Black
Cleaver.
Cleaver.
Why did I
Yeah.
think it only built out of...
A Triforce.
Yeah, Triforce.
Yeah, here comes the Equalizer. Catalyst Cole decides to back away. Wag na lang pala. He's sort of tanky right now. And bot lane. You're not gonna
Whoa,
get that
that
much
hook.
for it. That hook was just amazing. To look video is forced to use a heal. And that's the ultimate from Roar. I'm Paul. I'll protect my ADC. And that's the pass in there. Sumakay ka sa lantern ko. And yes, he does. But amazingly, look at that bullet time will not hit so much. Kitera has used the heal. And that's a big dive being dropped. But super painful na yung Ibon. And it's the only one left is Thresh. The hook misses. X-Cappy. Elastic slingshot will not be able to get anyone knocked up. And Roar, I'm Paul still lives. And the binding will not hit anybody. This is such a long team fight. And that's a Q missing as well. Amir Khan will just soul shackle casually and get the kill on everybody from Xavier University. 5-0-0 on this Morgana.
Yeah, and right when you thought that Xavier University was going to make the comeback, get that
Yeah.
play on the bot lane cleanly, it turns out a very good response coming in from UI, and it's now 10-5. So I believe that was a 2-for-2 trade in that
Yep.
bot lane.
Oh,
and here
no.
comes Zach with the
No
last
knock
shot.
up again. Will Amir Khan survive from this? Uses a flash. She's burning.
And lets
that's
the minions
that.
take it, yeah.
Let the minions do the magic. And Tress right now just chasing off the Rumble away from lane. Winning everything. Just walking all over him.
Yeah, almost 25 CS advantage coming in for this Poppy. However, does need to be careful as Nocturne is here. However, he
has
will
no
be able to
ult-
escape. Yeah.
Yeah. He has the ultimate but decides not to pursue.
The ultimate, yeah. Is it? Oh yeah, he does.
He does. Pero
Yeah.
they probably have spotted the two, the bot lane rather.
Actually, he
Going
doesn't.
up top. Yep.
He didn't
did
have
not?
it. He didn't have it.
Okay.
It looks like it's part of the picture, but it's not.
Ooh, I'm diving. Darkness daw. Papunta kay Tres. But he's
Ow.
just too painful right now. And that's 1-for-1 so far in the top lane. They're still pursuing this. Let's see if he does have Equalizer. Yes, he does. Will he drop it? Yes, he will. And that's them burning right now. Tres goes in. That's bullet time. Catalyst Call will fall as well. Two top laners being exchanged there by both teams. Meanwhile, Amir Khan just casually pushing down towers.
Yeah, and Zach is coming in for the top lane, so it looks like there will be more action after all that. Zach wants the Anivia, and he's hunting.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
No.
decides to back away,
Wag
so-
na lang daw. Okay,
yeah.
just gonna
Anivia
get
was
the
at
Raptors.
full HP. So,
The Anivia?
yeah, the Anivia was roughly full HP. No, like 3/4 HP.
At 3/4. Okay,
Zach
so
backed away.
yeah, Amir Khan has completed the Zonya's Hourglass, and right now, no, parang siya yung sobrang really painful right now.
Yeah, definitely just a well-placed soul shackles
And
into the
dark
enemy team, and
binding.
dark binding is
Enough.
all that. Yeah, all they need to really just win the team fights at this point.
Yeah, so
6K gold lead.
6K gold lead and all the kills. The kill distribution there is definitely almost all for Morgana here. And right now they do have more control all over the map since they are ahead and not afraid to take fights. But let's see, we haven't seen the 5v5s yet. And if you're out of position, gets slammed into the wall. Eeny miny, oh my god, Rar eyeball in the middle of it all and just jumps back to his teammates. And here comes the disengage from the Bronx. That's a shield as well. He does have the burning ignite.
Wow.
And he restarts 3. People get knocked off since 16, 18. Will he live? Will he die? He will die. And that's Amir Khan dominating right now. They will get the kills. University of Iloilo and the Dragon as well. Even the blue buff. They're doing everything
So
they can.
very, very good picks coming in from the Poppy and coming in from the Zac. That was a very, very well played elastic slingshot hitting 3 members. And they were able to get 2 kills from that play right there.
Yeah, even though so much protective wards on this jungle side, it's just like they cannot fight back because they're just too behind in items. And this comp of University of Iloilo is just, what do you call this? Overwhelming for them to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. 6-0-1 Morgana, and there's just so many ways to actually pick off the enemy team with this comp. And Bane going in, however, he's by... The
She's
misfortune
by
is by herself.
Yes.
That was hard to say. There we go. I got it.
Misfortune is by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a shutdown with you always getting some gold there for compensation for losing the lane earlier at least.
Yeah.
That's like a consolation prize.
Already picked up that Blade of the Rune King, so a very strong power spike for the Vayne.
This is unusual. I've never seen Eye of the Equinox ever used in the ever.
I actually build that
On
quite a
Poppy
bit. I
support?
build that on supports where I find like I don't really need the shield or I don't really need the cooldown. I build it on Trundle, Poppy, sometimes Alistar, sometimes Braum.
Sometimes Braum.
Yeah, like if you really want to go for the cause like I guess one of the biggest strengths about the item is it lets you get that 4th ward. That's a very nice one.
Hold that thought, Dion with a great death sentence. Meanwhile, Nocturne dives in. Will the double up be enough? Kathy goes into the fight. That's Eeny Meeny with a burst. And they are successfully cleaning up the members of Xavier University. Meanwhile, Tres will be able to... Wow, that's a nice condemn as well. And here comes Kathy knocking the bird up. Eeny Meeny in trouble. He doesn't have any more teammates left. And that Spooky Ghost gets pushed into the wall. Here's a neck for you. Sabi ng Xavier University, Amir Khan is godlike. Actually, his name sounds like a god. No, an
no.
emperor, a king.
Amir Khan. Well, is it maybe because it sounds like Genghis Khan?
Oh yeah.
Like, and I actually think Khan is like a title or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Or-
it is a title.
It
is.
I can see it. I
Yeah,
can see it,
yeah. So anyway, what were we talking about again? Oh, the Eye of the Equinox versus the Targons.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing is you get the 4th ward instead of just having 3 wards.
3 words.
And
Yes.
It lets you put the vision down a lot more earlier. So that's probably the biggest strength, I guess.
So I guess
And it's a
this
lot
is
cheaper.
more on priorities.
Yeah.
So they want more vision than, you know, fighting, which they cannot take naman talaga.
Yeah, they can't really take the fights right now. What they need to do is just ensure that they don't lose full control. They don't lose
Full map
full
control.
map control, right?
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is just to ward the map. So the Eye of the Equinox helps quite a bit, and it's fairly cheap compared to fully completing your support item, then building a Sightstone, because
Right.
you just combine them together.
Yes.
Yeah, for only the cost of 500.
Got it.
Additional cost of 500.
So, nice one. So they're rewarding right now.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice one. Nice one. So, Nocturne here clearing the top wave, and Poppy's just really roaming the map, making some picks for himself. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah, 525 Poppy right now. The terror is real. Really, really strong right now.
Scarlet, Hammer,
Yeah,
Poppy.
what's your favorite Poppy skin actually?
Isn't Lolly Poppy the best skin?
Lolly Poppy.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it has the best splash art, but I wouldn't say the best skin.
Wait, what's your best skin for Poppy then?
I have a tie between Battle Regalia and Scarlet Hammer. Yeah.
That's true. Wait, this is basing it off from the
Game model.
The game model.
Yeah.
Ah, well, dude, come on,
Is
Lollipop.
it still Lollipoppy?
Yeah, Lollipop is a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, Fred just smashing down Catalyst Skull and just sidesteps, but still gets the Cataclysm slow, but won't really bathe in too much damage. Action Star with you always, Kitara, no mana, no one's there to help you. And that is Misfortune just falling off easily onto the Vayne. Meanwhile, Thresh is staying here in the top lane, wala mana since 16-18. And he's just gonna back off. Thresh still applying some pressure there in the top lane.
So, Misfortune, once again, being left all by herself, facing that 1v2. Here comes the darkness.
Darkness, Amir Khan, please survive. Will not be able to get the Zanyas in. And Rara and Paul will get the proc stun onto the Thresh. Meanwhile, since 16-18 will come from the side. And there's action here as well. The top lane Catalyst Skull will just explode from the damage of Poppy. Nicely done stun by Meanie. Ex-Kathy will just be left alone here. Here comes the passive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knock on your door, you're dead. Shut down by the Braum. Apas, Dayon, Bala, the only one left here in the mid lane with Misfortune. Where is the bullet time? That ignites once again. Bullet time with a nice timely shield. The stun doesn't hit, but Kitara super healthy with the Yamu's Ghost Blade gets creep locked for a short while. Will not be able to pursue, and the stun will connect, yes, and eating a lot of minion damage there. They decide to not pursue anymore. That's a 2-for-1?
Yeah, 2-for-1 in favor of Xavier University. And that was actually a very, very good team fight.
Yep.
Considering the resources that Xavier had and the fact that they weren't really complete.
Yes.
Vayne was in the bot lane. Vayne actually did manage to get a turret, so that further increases the value of that trade that Xavier just did.
Yep.
And because of that, the gold is now 43 to 4, roughly just a 5k gold lead in favor of University of Iloilo. So definitely making the small recovery.
Yep. And Dragon is now live. They do...
Xavier wants this. They're all making their way towards there.
Yeah.
And Rumble has teleport.
Yes, we will see some action. But I don't think Braum has his ultimate yet. There's a disengage, but Thresh actually goes in along with the last slingshot. That the 2-man now comes in. 16-18 super low. Here comes Darkness. Denies vision. And with you always, Action Star landing a couple of hits, but just pushes. Gets pushed by Thresh rather. Amir Khan gets the Dark Binding onto the bird. He turns into an egg. They switch targets. He's just delaying everything right now. Captain Skull will fall from the zap. And that's a nicely timed death sentence from the Thresh. And Ubo sila only Nocturne's the only one left, but that's a dragon for University of Iloilo.
And that was a very, very good job by the Poppy and by the Zac. Just being a very, very annoying frontline. And that frontline was dealing a lot of damage. And Xavier couldn't really do anything. They couldn't handle that front line, and as a result, the Misfortune was there to just freely auto-attack on the enemy team and deal a lot of damage. And this is going to be another kill for sure.
Grabe. Poppy right now is just such a monster, and Amir Khan, and the synergy between the champions that they pick just works really well, flawlessly for University of Iloilo. Meanwhile, the Dark Biting does connect. No follow-up there. It's just too deep into the base, and they just decide to back away. Yeah,
so a Dragon, 4 kills, and a turret coming in for the University of Iloilo. And at this point, it's going to be very difficult to make a comeback. While they do have the Vayne and they do have that Nocturne and Anivia, which can be very strong late game presence. Whoa!
Wait,
Poppy gets caught.
Poppy just decides to walk, just dashes away. Is he gonna live? There's a disengage, but this is the Vayne monster. Just remember with the ultimate as well, that sentence doesn't connect. No hooks there. But then you saw Poppy just standing there. I don't know if it was
maybe he was
intentional.
just like looking at the shop and then didn't notice. I know that's happened to you at least once. Just
it does.
looking at the shop or just out tabbing and then realizing.
No, you got interrupted.
Oh wait, my recall got interrupted and then you end up dead.
Oops. But then, okay, so right now at least nakabawi. It was a shutdown, I believe, onto the Poppy. That's some
But the
gold.
Poppy is still really, really strong. Picked up that Sterax, so
he'll be tankier.
Very tanky, and that's a lot of damage. And has enough gold for the Tiamat as well. So that's one very, very fed Poppy.
Well, right now, Darkness onto the Morgana. There will be no fear whatsoever because of the spell shield. And Amir Khan just blocks away safely there.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big gold lead coming in for University of Iloilo. 8k gold lead, so they've gained roughly 2k within the past 5 minutes.
Yes.
However, while that might not seem like a really big gold lead, they have taken a lot of dragons. Their vision control was really good a while ago. It's still in a decent spot. Actually, if you take a look, we do see that they have two deep wards right next to the
Oh yeah.
gates, which
The
are
gates.
actually very, very important when you get to this point in the game where you're trying to just break the walls.
Yeah, that's true. Meanwhile, here comes Stress trying to start a fight again, and they do. Gitera gets stunned, but manages to get out safely. Stress is isolated by Vayne and gets 2 members collapsing onto him. That's -1 for University of Iloilo, and right now they do have the upper hand in terms of numbers. But then a couple of Xavier University people are also low as well, but so they decide to disengage.
Yeah,
Wow, nice flash just to avoid the dark binding. Scary,
Yes.
scary stuff.
So Anivia and Braum taken down very, very low, but they were able to get that Poppy, so Poppy dying once again.
Yeah.
I think Poppy just revived, and then the moment she's up, she dies
She
again.
died again. Well, here comes a birdie, flying birdie, and right now that Mr. Dark Binding with a death sentence does it. There's a play, but he has the egg. Nope, Zonya's for Amir Khan, and that's bounced. X-Cappy decides to back off as well, with you always landing a couple of autos onto the Zac. She's quite painful already at this point of the game. Misfortune not present in that mid lane clash, and Rumble as well, so they will just back off.
Yeah, definitely, and I have to give credits to Xavier. They're doing a very good job of not really letting University of Iloilo walk over them. They're
Yeah,
actually
gotta
managing
say
to
that.
win these fights despite being so down in gold.
Yep.
And a lot of the time, it's just because they notice that one of the members are in the other lanes, farming top lane, farming bottom lane.
Yeah.
And they capitalize on it, but here comes the gank onto Vayne.
Wow, so
Ooh.
great condemn just for the disengage. Not able to do anything there, but that procs the ultimate of the Vayne. Meanwhile, they're all collapsing onto this Baron pit, Baron area. Nocturne in the bot lane, he can easily respond. XU, Sega University, is aware that they're taking down the Baron. At this point, what are they gonna do?
Can they do anything at all, actually?
That's the question. That's the huge question. And Baron is right now like, there's a stun on X-Cappy Darkness. He's not gonna go in, but meanwhile, that's the wall just to slow things down. Apostayan wants the Vayne, and that's a great condemn. And then flash just to avoid everything. The equalizer being dropped down. Great ultimate from the Braum. Bullet time as well. Killing spree. Nasha, since 16-18, you don't have mana. You're just auto-attacking right now. So I will not be able to walk away safely from this. And that's 2 members down from Xavier University. X-Cappy goes back in, gets the stun. And Tres right now feeding the turret damage, but that's a Baron empowered University of Iloilo.
Yeah,
It
that
might
was
end the
a
game.
very, very good bullet time coming in
Yes.
from Misfortune right there. Definitely game-winning, fight-winning bullet time, and I think Poppy actually needs to deserve some credit as well. That was actually
Yeah.
a pretty nice ult on Anivia, ensuring that she couldn't do anything to cancel the bullet time with the wall or
Yes.
with that stun.
Yeah.
And it, like, a lot of damage was lost because of that Poppy ult.
I gotta use Poppy. I've yet to use Poppy.
Poppy support.
Poppy support. Okay.
Yeah.
Next on my list. I tried
All right, like,
Trundle. Now I'm gonna try Poppy. But here comes With You, always looking for a kill. And here comes the Queen of
You
Duel.
gonna get it?
Misty.
Wow.
Not the Queen of Duel anymore at that point. But here comes the teleport. I will run. Kitara with the Yomu's active. We'll just go back. Oh no! Oh no! He flashes! It's not able to go back in time.
for a second, I thought the Rumble was gonna completely miss the Flame Spitter, and then, all right,
Yeah.
that was close.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
think
close.
1 second later, if he didn't turn fast enough, that would have been a MF.
MF.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Fifth kill. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange for the 80 carries. But of course, the other members of University of Iloilo are just as scary as the Misfortune. And that's a huge wave here in the bot lane. But then they can easily take out the top tier 2 turret.
Yeah. And we do see that. I believe Poppy sold her Sterax Engage for a Titanic Hydra.
Wow.
So next level strat, selling items to buy something else. You don't really see that.
That often,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of the players will just commit to what they bought rather than just completely selling an item.
Yep. And
So let's see how this works out for the
so more
Poppy.
damage for
Yeah.
Poppy here, and that's the binding not connecting. And they just decide to just farm first, take it easy. They don't have the Baron buff anymore. Kythera taking the red will join
Yeah.
the rest as soon
And
as she
actually,
can.
something to point out is all members from both sides opted for the blue trinket, so no red trinkets at
Yeah,
all.
oh,
Usually
right.
you see 1 or 2 red
With the red,
trinkets coming
yeah.
in. However, everyone wants those blue trinkets, and the
No
map is
wonder the
looking
map-
pretty light. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
looking pretty bright right now.
It looks beautiful.
I wouldn't say beautiful, like, but it's pretty bright.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. So right now, they're here in the top lane. They do want this. Poppy does have the teleport. If ever something happens, Dark Binding will just proc the Banshee's passive. Braum is here. Braum will go out. And Kythera will not eat the stun of the Anivia. They're just landing, exchanging some pokes, rather. And Amir Khan with Spell Shield. No stuns just yet. And that will be the signal. Right now, Poppy, though, split pushing here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, no one's responding. Bane wanted to recall, however, was cancelled. So it looks like Poppy should be able to get this turf for free. Meanwhile, here comes the gate.
Oh, Nocturne, though, since 16-18 goes in, flashes back out. Look at the ultimate and raining bullets. Raw Arm Paul with a shield, but he gets soul shackled and bounced out. Kythera super low right now. Even Amir Khan with the carries. There's the chasing Birdie. Kathy will be able to, the camera shifts to this Vayne. And Tres, it's between top laners and ADC. And that is a huge damage.
Ouch.
With the ultimate being combined. And Eeny Meeny will fall just shortly as well. Apas Dayon Bala diving in. Will the hook connect? Will the play be there? There's a play. Roar, I'm Paul is Roar. I'm dead. And right now, it's just University of Iloilo's rolling over Xavier University's base. And Kathy might actually die from this. They do want
both
the
might
kill.
actually
They might
die.
And everybody's just having a party before the game ends.
Yeah.
They just want their KDAs.
You gotta up their stats. Stats are very important.
Yes, it is. It is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, never mind.
Some?
Nothing,
Like,
nothing.
no.
Nothing.
Actually, I think I know what you're going to say. Yeah, we don't need to mention
We
that.
don't need to mention that. So, great second game for the LoL Collegiate League Spring Term Week 4. As you can see in the stats, 8-1-10 Morgana. What a monster.
Yeah, really strong.
And Poppy as well,
Yeah.
doing the works, doing her job as the
And
frontline
I think
wizard.
all members had their role in this
Yeah,
game. There wasn't really
that's
anyone
true.
that really stood out.
Okay,
Zach had great.
Apas Diabala with it. That's it.
Yeah, and then Misfortune with those bullet times.
Bullet time. So great job still. Then for what do you call this? For Xavier University for
Yeah.
holding their ground and having #puso pa rin.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though they the strong early game by what do you call this, by Iloilo University was very evident. So that is game 2 rather. That's game 2. We still have 2 more games, and we do have the match and win code that will appear on our game for JRU Heavy Bombers bundle for our skin giveaway. So we'll see you guys on the next game that is between.
Let's see the schedule between PUP, Active Beast, and STI. So, very interesting game. I'm looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, especially that I'm from SDI.
And especially because, actually, I have no ties to PUP other than the fact that...
They're the finalists,
yeah,
right?
other than the fact that they were the finalists
From last split.
And I was like the only one I knew who was rooting for...
It's Kenji who?
Yeah, who was rooting for PUP while
Yeah.
everyone was all like, nah, USD's gonna win for sure.
USC, yeah.
But-
I remember the finals. It was great. So, guys, don't go away. We'll be right back for our second game. I'm GS Riku.
And I'm GS Neep.
Third game na pala. See you.
Bye-bye.